Well, welcome back to the city of Lauderhill here at the Broward County Stadium. The one chase is going to be on now. Atlantic chasing 111 for victory. As London, they would have made 110 for free. So beautiful day for cricket, nice and breezy. It's a westerly breeze though. So again, we apologize. We know the camera is on cricket. Don't know where it's actually focused on. So we will describe as much as we can here from our visual standpoint, and we beg your pardon sometimes to make sure that we're not seeing what you're seeing, but we're giving you up to date with the scores, keeping you up to date. So we have our two commentators here, Shaw and Ivor Henry, and we will be bringing you the first portion of the one chase for the first 5 overs or so. So how are you enjoying the game so far?
The second game seems much closer and much more competitive. First game, the US All-Stars were the runaway winners, thanks to Chima's belligerence that set the tone. But this game, you could tell from the beginning that both the teams are very well matched, and the total of 110 runs, despite the heroics of Yunus, you can only describe it as just as a par total. And as we were saying in the first stint, that to defend that kind of total, they would have to bowl and field out of their skins, because short boundary, fast outfield, and a very good pitch. So the run chase is a possibility here. 111 of 10 overs is not that much of a daunting total.
Yeah, so Powell it is. He's going to be taking the first knock, left-hander, Sopa, and he's pulling, not getting hold of it, and there's going to be a bit of a worry here for James, the non-striker. It was his call. He called, but Powell was on the back foot, and there was no way he was going to get onto the front foot to run a sharp single with a man stationed there at the backward square leg.
Bahrami is the bowler, bowling from the pavilion end. Another short delivery, wraps him on the gloves, I think. He's got a little bit of pace, this lad, Bahrami.
Yes, and he got up about chest height there. That one, it's an effort delivery. He was back of a length. He's bowling over the wicket to the left-hander, and 2 balls up. The batter would think that he missed out because he swung at both deliveries. Signs of aggression.
Absolutely, and with the short fine leg fielder up in the ring. This one, he's got it away behind square, and no stopping that one. So the Atlantic United innings is off and running. Too predictable from Bahrami, and Powell capitalized.
Yes, so the first boundary of the one chase, remember they're just asking a small matter of 11 runs and over, which by no means is far-fetched. 6 and a 4 will get you there with just a wide or a no ball. But like I said, Shaw is going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting one chase. Lightning fast outfield, the breeze blowing from west to east. Some heavy clouds about. This time he's stroking this one, and there's a loud appeal. The umpire is not interested. So the London boys going up, got some bat in it. So the competition rules did not tell you that if the ball comes off the edge, the batsman would be out.
It had good shape on it. Big in swinger for the right-hander.
Yes.
Away movement for the left-hander. It'll be very interesting with the right-hander on strike, and the wind, as you say, east to west, will be
West to
helping
east, yes.
his ball to come into the right-hander. And Bahrami's got a bit of pace. See if he gets it right. He could be a handful.
Yes, well, that last delivery, just an inside edge would have saved him there. It was pretty straight. It's pretty straight on. So once the umpire walked away, he would have thought there was an inside edge because it seems pretty adjacent from the look of things here from where we are. This time James getting his first. Knock, a direct throw would have been interesting. James gets off the mark. right away with an inside edge that went to the fine leg that is up in the boundary, up in the 30-yard circle. I beg your pardon.
Yeah, Barami did go for that full swinging delivery. James was lucky off the inside edge, as Ivor said, and fielders running all over. There's a square leg deep, and that's the only one deep fielder, and the third man as well, as Barami finishes off with a nice straight delivery. That's the end of the first over. 6 for no wicket, Atlantic.
And just where we started, when the innings started, 6 runs came from the first over, and then we would have witnessed the second over, which would have been plummeted for 4 boundaries in the first 4 deliveries from the second over. So let us see if the pattern will continue.
Yep, that's exactly how the London boys started their innings. 6 of the first over. But the contest is pretty exciting, this one. And as we could tell from the...
Okay, so we got it official. We're not going to be having the monitor here, so bear with us, at least for today. That's my official understanding, that they're not getting the monitor to work. Something is broken. And my good friend Eddie Edwards here, the technician, he's off duty and he's not going to roll up his sleeves and get it to work for us. So taking quite a bit of time to
arrange the field
begin
and make their plans, the London boys. You're right, Ivor.
Yes. So you're not missing any cricket for the viewers. And if you're not looking and you're listening, you are not missing any cricket. So the sun is now out again in all its glory. And again, no immediate threat of rain. I don't think any rain is in the forecast. So last Friday, we realized Good Friday. And now this Friday came around so quickly, and it's a Good Friday for cricket. Oh, outside the off stump, the wicketkeeper standing up, whip the bails off, and appeal to square leg, who's not interested.
It was excellent delivery, and even better take by the wicketkeeper standing
Yes.
up, whip the bails off in a flash.
He's sharp. Yes, he's sharp.
Sharp bit of work, yeah.
Yes, neatly done.
Still trying to convince the umpire that the back foot did move, but umpire had nothing to do with that. And he seems to be the one who's taking care of the field placings with all the angles. He's in the best position.
Yes, well, that take care of the second over, what went for 4 boundaries, and now we're going for 2 dots. So quite a contrast. We might be getting the second over with 4 dots instead of 4 fours.
But the bowling has been good so far from the London boys. Barami had a good first over, and now it's Amir.
Well, I had a good chat with Eddie Edwards, and he said his money is on the London boys, just seeing their approach to the game in their batting. He said he doesn't even need to see their bowling. If their batting appears to be of a superior experience quality, he thinks that the bowling will be on par. So far, so good. I think he's spot on.
Every time a team that turns up that has majority of Pakistani origin cricketers, you could expect that their bowling will be their strength rather than their batting. So it comes as a no surprise watching the first 2 overs. Whippy action, good pace, good control. So, yeah, bowling seems to be a strength.
So far, so good. So just one run coming from it, and it was an extra, a leg by. Comes a hop and a skip, and this time the batsman is stroking it. And there's a bad miss there. They're going to be getting perhaps 3 runs if he doesn't go into the boundary. Yes, it goes now. So what should have been just a quick single turned out in the end to be a comfortable 4. And the chase there, I don't think that he would have given much effort with the chase. I guess he was disgusted with himself having misfield that one, so he gifted 3 runs.
Yeah, that's another thing that you would associate with Pakistani origin cricketers. They're not the best of fielders. They like their batting and bowling, but somehow they don't have that kind of enthusiasm when they're in the field. So a good delivery, but the bowler is let down by his fielder.
Yes. It was just clipped off the legs round the corner. It would have been a quick single because he's up in the circle. And he took his eyes off the ball at the last moment and it went through him like a strainer. This time Powell is pulling this one over the head of the man up in the fine leg boundary and away for back-to-back boundaries.
Yeah, this time it was short, asking for trouble. Fine leg up in the circle. Helped on its way by Powell. Back-to-back boundaries has got the innings started for Atlantic United. They needed that after a good start from the London boys. Atlantic catching up now, 15 for no wicket.
Yes, well, he didn't get a hold of it, but he placed it well over the man who was up in the circle. He's now been pushed back down on the boundary now for that delivery. But you know the rule of thumb, you don't really adjust your field to bad bowling. But nonetheless, it's been done this time. He's clipping this one off the pad. Maybe it's a good thing because ball goes straight to the fine leg region, who runs to his left, picks up a rifles a good throw into the wicketkeeper. As the end of over number 2 comes to an end, it is 16 for no loss. So Powell is on 14. He's got all the strike. James had just some 2 deliveries where he would have scored up the first one and a leg by off the second. So Powell, he's done the bulk of the scoring. Out of 16, he has got 14. So the partnership, yes, it's 16. The count run rate, it's 8. And what started at 11 and over is now 11.9. So they're still within striking distance. But I'm very impressed with the first 2 opening bowlers. But we might be having a change of bowling here now. So we'll see what the third bowler has to offer.
Looks like left arm spin to me. But you rightly said, first 2 overs were quite good. And the target of 111 runs, as you said, 11.9 in the remaining 8 overs with all the wickets in hand in current modern day cricket. Even the run rates of 14, 15 are achieved with the big hitters these days. So only 8 overs to go, not a lot of time. That allows the batsman to swing freely.
And he's sweeping well. So right away he pulled the boom out and doing some house cleaning, and he played across it. It was not a bad delivery, but he was sweeping, and he was sweeping well. Down to the boundary for 4. That's 4.
Great connection, flatted delivery, got down on one knee and smashed it away from the square leg fielder. And boundary of the first ball always puts the bowler under pressure. This time is the hero of the batting innings for London, Yunus. He's at the bowling crease.
Yeah, so they're targeting him, the first spin option, and like we said, 2 aggressive shots so far with the first 2 deliveries, but that brings James, the right-hander, on strike. Let's see if he'll follow in the footsteps of Powell, who's going after Yunus. Yunus having played for 50, the second 50 of the tournament here on this Broward County Stadium.
Yunus has got a beautiful action, typical classical left arm. This time he's going left arm round the wicket between the stumps and the umpire. Flatter, quicker. Trying to tuck the batsman up and not give him any room.
Yeah, but that was a poor shot by James because that ball, yes, even though he was angling down the leg side, he just needed to get some bat in it and split the backward, well-defined leg that is up in the boundary and the mid-wicket and the square leg. But he was going for gung-ho with a good delivery, so 2 dots on the trot. Out this time he's pulling out the boom too, and he's sweeping all the way for the first maximum of this inning. So James too is getting into the action.
This time Yunus got too predictable once again, fired that one in. James picked it up very quickly, down on one knee, and hoiks it over the fence. Yunus has got predominantly his field set for the offside. It was kind of a free hit, but still excellent connection and a good result.
Yes, we're still in the power play over, so only 2 men can be out, and they are stationed in the sweeper cover and long off region. So, no, well, 1 man has got to come. Well, he's coming in now at the deep back square leg, or else I think we've seen that outstretched arm of the umpire saying it's no ball and the free hit. So James is covering up, so good comeback by the bowler as he ends with a dot.
27 after 3 overs. The run rate exactly at 9 runs and over. And 11.1 needed before 11.9 needed before the start of this over, so probably it would have nudged slightly above 12 now for the remaining 7 overs. But it's a good contest. It's a very, very keenly contested and a good tussle between bat and ball with two quality sides battling it out.
Yes, Paul on 19, James on 7. So, Yunus, he has gone for 11 from his first over. Amir, he bowled a good over. He just went for 9. And let's see. Is Amir going to be continuing from the far end? We'll watch and wait. So now the power play is over. And now they're having their 5 guys out. We can see the left hand is a long leg and a deep backward square leg. Third man, cover sweeper. This one is wide down the leg side. It's going to get perhaps 4 wides. Yes, indeed.
Badly directed delivery. Wicketkeeper standing up. Had absolutely no chance. Way wide of leg stump and away from the wicketkeeper. That's 5 easy runs given away by Amir. We're just praising him about... That is Amir because Rami bowled the first over.
Okay, yes, it's Amir, yes.
He's praising Amir for his first over. He come back and delivers the commentator's curse again.
There we go. He bowled his first over for 9 and now he's gone first delivery for 5. And Paul is going after him and there's a loud appeal. Umpire's not interested. Perhaps he got some willow onto that.
Went for the full Yorker this time.
So there's a dot into the scorer's book. And again, dots are like gold dust, even more so in a 10-10. This time he's pulling and he's getting all of it and he's gone for some 100 meter down the road for yet another maximum.
Length delivery this time and he got underneath that, really connected it, and it went long way, as I would say, almost 20 yards over the fence. Maximum, so 11 runs already of this over, catching up with the strike rate that's needed. The London United are under pressure.
Yeah, so he was sweeping and he's sweeping well. So the sweep shot has been working for the Atlantic boys. This time he's pulling and he's getting it probably on the shoulder. We wait for the umpire signal. Yes, that one bounced a little bit more on him and it was outside the off stump. So good thinking there by Amir as he was trying to pull this one down to the deep backward square leg. But there's a man stationed there, so perhaps it was a good thing he didn't get a hold of it. Or if he got a good hold of it, he would have sailed over his head because he was playing with the wind. Ooh, and James would have missed out, but we're going to get 4 byes or wides. Let's see what the umpire signaled.
4 byes.
4 byes.
James was moving in the crease, trying to perturb Amir's line and length, and he was succeeded in doing that. Sloppy from the wicketkeeper, and the wheel seems to be coming off for London United boys.
Yes.
16 runs already of the over.
Yes, indeed. They're targeting him in his second over, knowing he doesn't have a third over. He bowled his first over for 9 runs, which was indeed a very, very good one. It was beneath the asking rate of 11 when we started, and now he has given it away in his final over. We're into the 4th over. It's a 10-10. They're chasing 111. James is going after him. He hit this one in the air. It's going high. Let's see if he's going beyond the boundary. But yes, indeed it is. Seems as if it was a miss hit, but with these heavy bats these days, a miss hit oftentimes go beyond the boundary ropes.
It does. When it went in there, the fielder turned around with interest, but he's realized pretty soon that it was carrying over the fence. And Amir's expensive over continues. It's 22 of the over so far. And James has took him apart together with Powell. Powell is batting on 15. James got 25 and James got 13.
So let's see if this is lucky 13. Let's see the comeback delivery. Will James go after him? Yes, James going after him. And the comeback delivery is a swing and a miss. I think James may have missed out there, but you have to give it to the bowler again. He outfoxed him. James was coming after him, and he got in the Yorker length, and James swung and caught up with air.
Lucky for James, it went perilously close to the leg stump. Amir couldn't believe, but James had won that little battle with him. 4 overs gone, so 49, way ahead of the required run rate are the Atlantic Cricket Club. And Powell and James have put a wonderful partnership together and given their team a chance in their first game of the championship to get onto the score sheet.
Yes, indeed. So for the first time, we have dropped below 11 with the required run rate. It's 10.3. So the current run rate, these lads are traveling at after good looking over, going at 12, over 12, 12.3 over. So let's see, we're going to have a bowling change from the, this Yunus still is going to be bowling.
Doesn't seem like
No,
there's
no,
a bowling change.
No, there's a bowling change, yes.
Khan has come into the attack.
He's putting the number 6 on his...
Shot up in the air.
In the air, there's a man. Oh, I think he misjudged that. It was over the wicket keeper head. It was not headed towards the fly slip, but I thought he picked it up late. He may have had a chance if he would have started off early. So a miscue there, and fortune there for Powell. He's asking for a bat. Oftentimes we blame the bat for a bad shot.
Yeah, that's typical. As we watch the umpires, the cap flying around. The wind has really picked up.
So Kanites is the bowler who is coming. Yes, Ken. Sporting the number 6 on his jersey.
Over number 5 in progress. 50 has been brought up. Moving in the crease. This is in the air. Gonna reach the fielder. Oh, another misjudge. The wind is playing havoc with the London United fielders. Fielder didn't know what to do with that.
Well, I know what he did with it. He dodged the catch. I have to say it as I can see it. I think he dodged the catch. He had enough time to get in off the boundary ropes. He took a few steps in, and then when he should have gone one more step for it, he just saved the boundary instead of going for the catch. Because this partnership is going, and these guys are going to be seeing the ball as big as a proverbial breadfruit sooner or later. They have got to break a partnership. They need a wicket. The time is full, and it's in the air and in and out of the hands of the man in the extra cover. That was a sitter.
It's another easy catch. The bowler is really distraught. His shoulders have slumped. 2 chances and 2 deliveries. You see the wind has really picked up. All those signs on the far end, the western side of the ground have come off as we watch another dot ball. Khan is making a little bit of a comeback for his team. 4 deliveries. He's gotten for not many. Quicker delivery, swing and a miss again. James has got himself in a bit of a hole in this over. Khan has not only not gone for many, but created a couple of chances as well. Let down by his fielders.
Yeah, I just want to say good afternoon to Leon Francis over there at the Block Talk Radio, the cricket show, who is listening up at this time. This time he's down the leg side. James attempting a sweep, and I think he would have missed out there. And leg by called and signaled there by umpire Magna Lee.
It's the end of the 5th over and halfway stage. 53 for no wicket. Atlantic chasing 111 runs for their first victory. 53 for no wicket after 5.
Well, we have a change of bat there for Powell. He asked for a change of bat, and Simon Peer would have done the service for him. A 53 for no loss. Powell on 27, James on 14. It was a very, very interesting over last one up. We had two chances going to beg it. One directly to hand that should have been taken. And down on the back, down on the long off, when in my guesstimation, he would have ducked the catch. But nonetheless, 53 for no loss, chasing 110, so 111 for victory for the Atlantic boys. This time down the left side, and it's a quicker one into the pads of James, who was trying to make room to play this one into the onside. He followed him, and he can do no more but to play it back along the onside of the wicket. So 53, still for no loss, and this time he's going for 1 bounce 4, as the signal comes in here now from the umpire. 57 for no loss. Again, the required one race, and we have Samantha with us. Welcome. It's going to be my first stint with her.
Thank you very much for welcoming me. How's the game running?
Well, the Atlantic boys are making good their way to 111 for victory. It's a partnership of 57. It's last over we had 2 chances going a begging, so the London United, they've got to get wickets, and this time James is going big. It's going, gone, and
That's quite a 6 there. It's a strong batter we have going. Mr. James.
James.
Eunice
Yes.
did very well in his batting,
yes, and he's
coming back with the bowling.
yes,
Nice
well, he's
all-around player there.
yes, well, he has gone for plenty. He has gone for some 21 runs, and he's into his final over of his spell. And James got a good hold of him and hit him out to cow corner 6. He goes around the wicket, and James is going after him again down the ground. Let's see if they're going to be intersecting this delivery. Yes.
It's a nice single there. Keep the points going.
64 it is for no loss. So Powell comes in to strike. He is on 27. And James catching up with him. He is on 25. He was lagging behind for some time, and the Powell is outside the off stump and a swing and a miss.
They have a good partnership going on. They're pretty even in the scoring. They've been keeping each other on their toes.
Yes, indeed. This time he's playing with soft hands, and they're running through for a quick single as that one goes to backward point. Has come to the end of over number 6.
They're doing pretty well up in the score. Looks like it should be, if they keep continuing at this pace, looks like it should be an easy win for them. They only have a few more runs that they need, less than halfway through.
Yes, 111. We'll find it over here. The required run rate is only 11.5, and the partnership has gone to some 65 with some 12 extras. So the extra's been wayward in that department, but we have all of 4 overs to go. This is the Mark T10 tournament. This is the first of 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So for you viewers and stream, we're really hoping that if you're in the vicinity of the Lauderhill City, right here at Sunrise, we ask that, grace us with your presence. So we still have quite a bit of matches to go this afternoon. We are going to be here on the lights, I wouldn't imagine. But plenty of games.
Yes, we should be running till about, hopefully we should be done by 10:45 tonight, just before 11. Long day ahead of us. Hope to see some good games being played. The first one was quite interesting. This one is, pulling its way in, rooting for these guys to make it to the 111. They currently have their run rate as a 10.7, required as 11.7. So it looks like they need to pick up the pace here. Let's see if they can do it.
Okay, well, it's all in their hands. But the London boys coming in from the UK, and I know they're coming to grab a hold of that lovely trophy that was on display this morning. And Samantha, you yourself would have played some cricket. I remember one time Leeward Island would have played against You right at Mark Grounds over there, and the chant, even from our team, was saying, "Let the girl play, let the
Yes.
girl play." And Eddie Edwards was in the team as well, and I'm sure he can remember that.
Yes, it's hard to be the only girl on the team.
Yes, but those were some fun days as well.
Those are some long matches. Those were the 40 over days.
45, yes, 45 overs we were playing during those days, and you,
Those were quite fun being in the field. Lots of sprinting, good exercise. Definitely enjoyed it.
yes. But lots have happened since those days. You would have gone on to motherhood, you've gone on to marriages, you've gone on to conduct this tournament in a big way. And now you're doing duties in the combox. And this time is out stumped. So James was coming after him. So the first wicket would have fallen with the score on 68. Powell is still there. He is on 30. And James goes for a well played 26. Damien, this seems to be E-Banks, I think. Oh, this one. No. Rohan E-Banks is the new batsman. So the Atlantic boys, they're local boys here, and like we said, we're not having the advantage of having our monitor. There's something is broken here, so we hopefully the camera is on the London boys who have converged close to the wicket, giving their final instructions before they go back to their respective fields. So the fielding positions we'll give you in a minute.
The batters are rehydrating. Very important in this Florida heat.
Yes.
Get your water in.
Yes. But it's a good breeze, and you can see, like we said, we're not with the cameras, so we want to beg your pardon, because right now we want to say there's such a strong breeze that the Mac that was decorated around the field, on the western side of it, the wind would have taken on some of those boards, the flags,
The banners.
the banners.
Yeah, well, I was just out there myself, strolling my daughter to sleep so I could continue to commentate for you guys. It was pretty breezy out there.
Yes,
it is hot, but it is breezy.
It is breezy, yes. That we can say. This time he's
Oh,
going big right
big.
away.
Right out the field. Definitely a 6. Good shot for the new batsman.
Yes, Rowan E. Banks. And like we said, he would have done some house cleaning as soon as he got into the wicket. He pulled out the boom and went sweeping away over to the deep mid-wicket. First ball up, so...
All the way to the outfield by the batting cages. I see they're looking for the ball out there.
Yes, it went quite a long way. And like, what a start from E. Banks.
Definitely a great start.
Yeah, he's the vice captain of this team. We have Priyanta Lineage. He is the captain. And Ron E. Banks, we can see he's the vice captain, sporting the number 1 on the back of his shirt. So he has said there's no nonsense.
Let's hope he puts
So
some good numbers on this board.
Well, I think it's 74. The scoreboard is a little behind, but it should be reading 74 for 1. And E-Banks getting off the mark there with a lovely 6. So now we're on par with 74. Now the scoreboard has caught up with us. Again, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. The female you're hearing is Samantha. This time he's pulling out the boom again, but he's going a little flatter this time, down to the deep backward square leg for a boundary. 78 for 1. So Samantha, we would have had 10 runs with 2 deliveries up after the wicket of James. So in a hurry, we would have witnessed E-Banks going into double figures with just two strikes. So I promised to give the position of the fielders. So there's a deep mid wicket, long off, long on.
Well, think he's looking for a quick comeback, end this game quick, and get out of there, rest up for his next game.
This time again,
Big
he's
shot.
keeping, and this time he's going
And
for
it's a six.
So Ebanks has
Came
come
in
out with a
strong.
no-nonsense mood, and he's saying, I'm going to take on this bowler quick and in a hurry. We have a lot more games to play. Like Samantha would have said here, Samantha said, we're going to be into the night sky and under lights and trying to finish before 11 o'clock. So I would imagine that some of these teams will be playing at least 3 matches today.
There are a few teams. We tried our best not to have any teams playing 3 games today. However, due to predicted rain earlier in this week, we wanted to make sure that there was no issues come this weekend. It looks like the weather's clearing up, though, so I'm hoping for no rain. But as every person knows, Florida is unpredictable, and it tends to happen. So we're hoping for no rain, but we planned accordingly and are hoping to finish some of the matches. We have 3 of the third round, so 3 teams will play 3 games today, and the rest will finish their round robin tomorrow morning. Then we will have a break and start the quarterfinals.
Okay, so the bulk of the matches will be done and over with today.
Today, yes.
Very good. That's good planning. You do the bulk of the work up front. But it is 85 for 1. They're trying to get to 111 for victory. Wickets should be of no interest because they've only lost 1 wicket so far. We have all of 3 overs left. So they're on course to take this down. But it's still a fight on. And the London United, I know they're not going to be giving up.
Well, with it being only 10 overs a match, playing 3 games in one day shouldn't be too tough on the players because, you know, they generally play more than that at a 20-over match. So they get lots of breaks in between.
Yes, but the only thing, though, is that even though you're sitting and, well, we call it resting, sometimes just sitting and resting is just as hard as playing.
Can be true.
Yes.
Can be true.
Yes.
I mean, they sit around waiting for their batting turns. They got to warm up every single time.
Yes. Stop, start.
But
Yes.
it all has to do with the conditioning, and most of these players are in their top game, so they should be well conditioned for these type of.
Yes. I don't think it'll be an issue. I think they'll come and they'll put out all the guns and make it for good viewing. And I would hope not if the teams that are playing the third game would not say they're burnt out and would not display their waist. Ooh, the umpire seemed to be in a spot of bother as he just whacked his bat at that one and threw the kitchen sink at it, but he could only get 1 for his effort.
Fielders running to get that 4 to be incomplete, so good work from the fielders.
Yes, so Ebanks again, he has shown all aggression from since he would have matched to the wicket. He is on 17, and Powell, who have kept watch while Ebanks was going gung-ho, is back on strike.
And the ball
This time he's pulling. It's in the air, but there's no one down there. He goes all the way for yet another
6 run.
6 runs, yes. So we're into the 90s. 93 it is for 1.
I predict that this game will end before the 10th over.
And it seems as if your predictions seem to be bearing fruit. I'm not going to say you're going to make the commentators curse. I did that this morning when I came in. Shima was batting very good on 62. As soon as I came in the com box, I said it seems as if he's on his way to triple figures. And no sooner than I said that, there goes his wicket. But he batted really well this morning. And so was Yunus. Again, he batted to make some 50-odd runs in this game.
Yeah, I think he's now the leading batsman.
Clean him up.
And there's that curse you were talking about.
Yes, that's the the commentator's curse again. And we're saying that he just hit a beautiful 6 there, and here it is. He's gone for 37, Powell. He was going after him. There was on course. There was no need for really that. The ball was on the stumps, and as Eddie's coach would tell you, you go for the one that are going to be off the wicket. In case you miss, it would not hit. But you know what the bowler would have said there? Hassan said, you miss, I hit.
Yep. And that's great because that was lovely bowling from Mr. Hassan.
Yes. So Samantha, tell us about this T10 tournament, it must have started from last year. The idea and the
Well,
implementation.
we have done a T10 prior. It was great entertainment, very fast paced, which is highly enjoyable. This year, as I said earlier, we are implementing a new rule that allows it to become a players tournament, where the players are allowed to be picked up from other teams. As their teams lose, the better players still advance and still have a chance to make it to the top, even though their team did not, by each stage. So the round robin phase, once it's over, any teams that are out can now get picked up. The players can be picked up from the teams that are still in the tournament. So teams that have made it to the quarterfinals can pick up players from the teams who did not. However, each team is limited to only picking up a total of 4 players throughout the tournament. So any players that lose in the quarterfinals can advance to the semifinals by being picked up from another team. That way the best players are all the way at the top, and the finals are super exciting with all those great players.
So let's get it straight. So you can pick up players for the semifinals and the finals.
Yes, you can. However, you cannot exceed picking up 4
More than 4.
players.
Okay. Well, back to live action here. This time the new
Oh.
batsman is Blake, and he gets off the mark right away with a bit of a fumble, and they scampers through back for 2. So, like we said, I remember here we were playing, the usual 2020, and because of rain and all that stuff, they would have curtailed some of the matches to 10-10.
Yes.
So, but this is officially, we can say, would have started with a 10-10, that we can say, well, this is in its infancy, being 10-10.
Yes, 10-10 is definitely in the beginning stages. I don't believe it will take over the T20s because it is such a popular format and not everybody wants it to be such a short game. I do believe it being a shorter game has its values and it is something that some people are interested in. It's definitely going to become popular, but I don't believe it will replace the T20.
Well, I would hope not, because, when you can practice all day long just to bowl 2 overs, because that would be the maximum for bowlers, I think you will be pretty much asking for at least 4 overs in the 2020. But that is good. But at least we can jump ahead and say during the Christmas, and you can let the folks know, the 2020, the MAC T20 would be held on December.
It is mid-December. It is, I would say, the 14th through the 16th.
Yes, some
it's
place there again.
mid-December.
Yeah, just after the 10th, someplace there, that weekend
Yes.
after the 10th, I think. So, folks, stand by for that, and that would be live streamed on the mactv.com. So, mark your calendars. We'll bring you the exact date, but it's in December early this time.
Also, for the U.S. Open, we have intentions to get more of the fields on the live stream. There will be multiple windows for you to choose which game you want to watch. You can follow all your players, your favorite players, your family, your friends. You can follow their matches live. That is the plan.
Yes. Well, just for the folks to know that,
the
this one would have
miss.
eluded the wicket keeper
Ooh.
and is going for
And
runs, as he was outside the off stump, and the batsman there, Banks, threw the kitchen sink of it, caught up with it. There was no first slip, and the third man was pretty wide. The 100 comes up. It's 101 for 2. We're just some 10 runs away from victory, and I think Eddie prediction that the London boys are going to be going undefeated in this tournament. It seems as if that has gone all for north, because the Atlantic boys, they're getting into the, and he's going 1 bounce to the long off position. So Ebanks, from the moment he stepped to the wicket, he has shown aggression. He has not played a defensive shot, and he has gone on to 22. And that brings Blake on strike. He is on 4. So Bahami, he is in his second final over. He has gone for some 12 runs, so he's been pretty tidy. But 110 by no means a difficult score to overhaul. Sammy stroking this one down the ground and they're running through for a quick single, which I got quite comfortable in the end. So 103 for 2. So let me remind you that there are other matches on the outer field. So just in case you're wondering, we have some. How many teams are in the competition, Samantha?
We have limited it to 16. There are 16 teams this tournament. Come December 12th through the 15th. I believe we are not capping it.
No, normally you get at least some 28 teams.
Yes,
in
and
that
those
tournament.
ones get tough trying to fit all those games in. We utilize more fields, more grounds.
Yes.
Some of the players have to travel between the fields. And is he going to make a 4?
No, I think they're going to run a
No.
comfortable 2 and they're going to be going back for the third. It's going to be touch and go. But in the end, they got it quite easily. So 3-1s. We have 3-1s on this ground. So it's 107 for 2. As you were saying, Samantha, last year with some 28 teams, they would have started the tournament on a Wednesday, I think it was.
Yes.
Yes.
Last year we started on Wednesday. I don't believe we are this year. I believe it starts Thursday, but
Thursday
I
this
may
time.
be incorrect. Don't hold me to that.
Okay.
The benefit with starting on Wednesday is that we are able to get more stadium matches, which is what all the teams come for.
Yes.
This is what they come for. Of course, everyone wants their games live streamed, so their family members who aren't able to attend can watch, their friends, their fans. Also, you never know who's watching. Maybe they get picked up. We've had a lot of players get picked up from the CPL.
Yes, Ken. I've looked at him playing for the USA there, and he would have done very well for himself in the CPL. We have our own Stephen Taylor, who would have started his cricket here. He was picked up by the Talawas, Jamaica, and prior to that, for the Tridents over there in Barbados. So 107. We're just one stroke away from getting this touch and go. As this is the 10th over. So we're into the final over. Was the over for us? 108. They're just 3 runs away. So we have 5 deliveries. So
107. No,
yeah, 109.
Yes.
109. So there was an overthrow.
So there's
Yes.
only 2 more.
So
to go.
just 2 more to go. Yes.
Like I predicted, they should be done
Yes.
early.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you for a lot of numbers sooner or later. You're predicting well.
I see the U.S. All-Stars are getting ready for their match. They'll be playing next. We have Rajesh Sharma on camera 1 down there. I guess he's
if you're
he's
viewing on
playing
camera,
his-
in case they're switching to us here, that's Samantha. She's the daughter of Smack Qureshi. So the scores are level. It's 110 for 2. So the winning one, let us see if we're going to have the Atlantic boys run onto the field in showing jubilation for their first win.
And here goes
So all the
bowler.
fielders are closing in. And he's going
here's
after
the
him,
hit.
and it's in the
And
air and away,
there is the
and that's
run.
the winning one.
And that is game.
Yes, game, set, match.
Great job to the Atlantic. Glad that they finished early. That's, exciting to
Yes.
see when they're able to catch up so quickly. Also is good for us in the planning committee because now our games can get started on time. We did have a little bit of a late start this morning. So now we can catch up a bit.
Yeah, but that always happens. It always happens when you're going to have your opening ceremonies and you're going to have speeches, which you did very well to keep it to a minimum. Some folks just came up, their voice were heard, and they were seen on TV just to wish the teams good luck, and a few accolades would have been here or there, but no long speeches, so that was a good thing.
Yes, that was the goal for today. Nobody really wants to listen to a long speech. I know I fall asleep. So early in the morning, players are tired. They stayed up, traveled, etc. They
Want to get
They
on with
want to
it.
get on with it. Looks like they're going to be doing the rolling in between this match.
Yes, they're using the same wicket, but just in case, again, the camera is panning on the players, them shaking hands. We don't have the advantage of a monitor. There's something that's broken here. So we hope what we're bringing to you, you're viewing. So all handshakes going up. Games would have played in good spirit, and like Samantha would have explained the format to you. It's a players' game, so even though, let's say, a player and his team would have lost out here, franchises tournament are right here in the Central Park Regional Park, where you can go and pick 4 players from any team, and I'm sure it's going to be where you have to have a drawing someplace. How would you do that? Because what if I want the same player that you're picking? How would we go about that?
We've decided that if you are chosen and say the first place team chose you and the 8th place team chose you,